finally on the move. Red light dickhead, fucking cyclists, straight away. So I've just done that video on Motorcycle Club, basically the rank structure of it. Now I've missed the main one out that I know most about, because someone who is connected to me, this was their fucking role in the club they were in. And it is the road captain. Now this is the one I know most about. Now this is the person who rides at the front of the pack in front of the president. Now sometimes the president is the road captain, because the president likes to ride up front. But if it's separate from the president, then they will ride in front. And then from behind the road captain, you will have the president, the vice president, the sergeant at arms, and the rest of the executive rank structure, however they deem fit, which is above the, which is usually around the same sort of rank structure, the same power of authority of power. So they sort of filter in along the cells. Then you've got just patched in members behind that, and they filter in wherever they want. Some clubs you will filter in further towards the front, depending on how many years you have been a member, and filtering back for the least amount of time you spend in the club. Till you get to the back of the pack, then you've got the prospects who ride at the back, because they aren't trusted to ride any further, because their riding skill is not at the same level as pack riding as with fully fledged members, because they've been doing it longer. Plus it's a rank thing, you're not going to have prospects in front of members. Then behind that you have got the support vehicles, which is usually a van, a trailer, or a couple of vans and a couple of trailers, depending how big your riding pack is. So if anyone breaks down, falls off, whatever, they chuck you in that and you're in the back of the battle van. Then that's, if you're like to go down the Hollywood route, this is where all the weapons are kept and all that kind of shit. Well, it's bollocks. We're not Americans, so we do things our own way, like I keep saying. But yeah, it'll be where the beer's kept. So when you get to the campsite, and all your camp gear and all that, all gets chucked in the back of the battle vans. So behind that, or in front of the support vehicles, you'll have hang-arounds that have been invited to come on a ride along. Now they'll either be in front of the vans or just behind them. It depends on the club's rules on how it is. Well, going back to the road captain, now this, like I said, this is the person who's connected to me. This was the rank they held. Well, this was the position they had within a certain club. And the club they were in was a 1% outlaw club. That's as much as I'll go into it. So they, and you wouldn't know it to look at them either. No tattoos. They've not got the biker image at all. You would not know that that's who they were. But the road captain is someone who plans the route. So if you're going on a run, let's say 50, 60, 100, 150 mile run, they will plan where the fuel stops are going to be, which route you're going on, what roads you're going to be using, and all that, so that everyone knows where they're going. Because even though it is a case of follow the leader, we used to do it in army convoys, you were given notes and directions, because you could guarantee that someone would misread the direction and end up fucking off somewhere else, and then someone in the fucking snatched Land Rover would have to go fucking chase them down, telling them they've gone the wrong way because they misread the fucking instructions. This is why everyone is told the routine, that the fuel stops are planned, so you're not pulling into some tiny little fucking village petrol station and completely blocking it up with God knows how many dozens of bikes. It could be something like 20 bikes, it could be 100, 150 motorcyclists turn up and everything goes to shit. You block the entire fucking village. So they'll plan suitable places to stop. They will be responsible for the not responsible, but they have the responsibility of checking over everyone's motorcycle to make sure it is up to standard. that you're not running your tyres underinflated, that you're not got bits hanging off that could fall off when you pack riding, could end up in someone else's spokes or front tyre, or in the fucking over the handlebars or whatever, cause a pile up. So the road captain is responsible to making sure that the maintenance of your bike you are keeping on top of. They're usually a pretty shit hot mechanic as well. They will have a stack of Harley Davidson Bibles all the way back to probably the flathead or something like that. Someone who has studied bikes and knows every inch of one. And what they've forgotten about motorcycles is more than you'll ever know. This is usually the sort of person that they are. And it isn't a position I'd want, to be fair, because I'm not a brilliant mechanic, and I wouldn't want the responsibility of knowing that I'm responsible for making sure that everyone else is up to par on looking after the fucking motorbike. Because there is some nuggets out there that will buy a bike, do a little bit, and won't have the first clue on how to service it, and it'll go in for a service annually, and they'll come back in an MOT and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's alright, I'll see you again this time next year. And they just hope and pray that everything's fine. But there's nothing to say that in the next couple of months a big one's going to come up and something goes wrong on your bike, and because you're not a mechanic and you're not experienced, you don't know nothing about it, and something falls off it like a foot peg, your kickstand, as daft as it sounds, or a crash board, just anything that's bolted on, if it's not done right, can fall off. That can get flicked up into a pack of riders and cause a pile up. I wouldn't want that responsibility, knowing that I'm responsible to make sure that you're responsible for looking after your own shit. And it's a case of knowing the range. You've got to know everyone's bike who's in the club, who's in your chapter of a club. You've got to know everyone's bike. You've got to know the fuel range. You've got to know their riding style to know how many MPG they're getting, so that you can accommodate to each fuel stop, to know that they can make it. They're not going to run out of fuel. Because you're going to look a bit of a twat if you end up in a support vehicle because you've run out of fuel, and you're going to make your road captain look a twat. And it's the responsibility to make, if you're going on the big one, to make sure everyone's bike is full before you leave. Because there's nothing worse than starting off on a road trip and in 10 minutes said, oh, I need to go get fuel. So if you've got someone in your club that's riding, it's rolling on the Harley 48 Sportster, you're going to be stopping like every 50, 60 mile. You've got to factor that in. If someone's riding a custom bike that's got a teardrop tank on it, it doesn't hold a lot of fuel, you're going to be stopping every 30, 40 mile to fill it up. You're going to be riding petrol station to petrol station. It's that simple. So being a road captain, you've got to be on top of everything. So if a club member has got several different bikes, you've got to know each of them bikes. So you might not know which one they're bringing. They might have a shitty Sportster that they use, like an 883, that's a bag of spanners, that they use as a daily because they've got a nice big custom chopper that they've had built, and that only comes out on special occasions, or if it's a sunny weekend it'll come out. Or they'll have a fucking big Road King that's the pride and joy, but they'll only ride that on when the weather's right. But they'll have some other, they might even have like a 650 Dragstar, that not the quickest bike in the world, even for a cruiser, but it'll sit at the speeds that you're going to be travelling if you're riding as a pack. So if it's shit weather, they'll come out on that because it's sort of a throwaway bike. So you've got to know all the different bikes that all the different club members have got. It's a fucking headache I wouldn't want. You got to know your shit. And the person that was connected to me, it was a shit hot road captain. They were offered to have other positions within said club. They turned them down because the club they were in actually had the road captain separate from the president, and the person that's connected to me liked riding at the front of the pack because you weren't getting covered in everyone else's road dirty and shit. And whether you're a president or you're not, there's nothing better than ride. I wouldn't imagine, because I've never done it, there's any better feeling than riding with a pack of bikers, knowing that you're proper Billy bad boys, and you've got God knows how many people behind you. So even though the president's behind you and he's more of an authoritarian than you are, not an authoritarian, but he's the main man. He rides behind you, so you sort of get that feeling when you're riding that you are the president, even though you're not. But secretly in your head, you're like, yeah, I'm the main man, because everyone likes to have a fucking ego boost from time to time, and that's a lot of why certain people like being road captains, because you ride in front of everyone else. So if anyone goes down mid-pack, you're not getting tangled up in that. So that was, I forgot about that one, and I think there's another one I forgot as well. But I can't. Like I say, if you want me to go in depth on each of them, I will do. But I don't fancy doing mini-series and shit. I like to try and get out as much information on a certain part of it in one video, rather than fucking span it out, because then it's like I'm doing it just for likes and views. Although it's YouTube and you do it for likes and views, but if you admit that you do it for likes and views, you get trolled about it. Yeah, anyway, I'll catch you on the flip-flop 10-4 bonjour.